I want to tell you a story quick. There was a young woman, let's call her Maria. Maria had a dream bigger than her zip code. She wanted to sing, to travel, to bring people to their feet. But for 3 years, she worked as a cashier in the same grocery store, closing the night shift, folding bags, hoping someone would notice. People told her to be practical. Baby, sing at church, but don't quit your job. She could have believed them. She could have settled. But every night after work, she practiced 5 more songs. Every weekend, she gave a small show at a nursing home. She learned how to network, how to take criticism, how to manage money. Nobody saw the hours. Then one day a producer walked into that nursing home. He heard Maria, he called, and the next thing she knew, lights, cameras, crowd. Did luck happen? Not really. The private season produced her. Preparation kissed opportunity. That's how it works. God builds you before he shows you. And that truth changes how you handle the quiet seasons. When you're in the dark, it's easy to feel forgotten. Like the world moved on without you, but what's really happening is a careful, intentional work that you can't rush. Imagine a sculptor with a block of marble. The public only sees the polished statue, the applause, the photograph, but the sculptor spent hours chipping away, smoothing, measuring, and sometimes breaking off pieces that didn't belong. That backstage work is exactly what your private season is doing for you. It's refining your skills, testing your patience, stretching your faith, and removing anything that would make you fall when the spotlight hits. The preparation is not punishment, it's craftsmanship. You might be learning humility when you thought you deserved a headline. You might be learning discipline when you wanted shortcuts. You might be learning how to manage money, relationships, and influence so the promotion doesn't become a trap. Talent will get you noticed, but competency and character will keep you relevant. God won't elevate you into a position you're not ready to steward. That's mercy, not delay. Mercy sometimes looks like a closed door because God knows the room ahead would have swallowed you if you walked in unprepared. So, while you wait, do the work. Practice the craft with stubborn consistency. Read the books, take the classes, ask the uncomfortable questions, and accept correction without running. Stop treating the private season as a timeout and start treating it as a training camp. Surround yourself with honest people who will speak truth to you. Flattering fans are useless in the dark because they won't tell you what to fix. Embrace small habits that compound. 10 extra minutes a day on your skill adds up faster than you think. Keep a log of failures and lessons learned. That journal becomes your proof of progress when doubt knocks. And remember to steward your heart. Elevation without humility makes you dangerous to yourself and others. Humility protects you from prideful mistakes and keeps your feet grounded before the stage rises beneath you. Don't confuse visibility with readiness. Some people chase exposure before competence and end up exposed in the worst way. Let your preparation be quiet but relentless. When the time comes, you'll step into your moment not as a surprise, but as a solution. The crowd will applaud what you do, but God prepared who you are to handle what comes with it. So breathe through the waiting, study through the silence, and labor in the hidden places. When your day arrives, you won't just be ready for the applause. You'll be ready for the responsibility. Private struggles shape public victories. And that's a principle most people overlook because all they can see is the highlight reel of someone else's success. Nobody uploads their late night tears, the times they almost quit, or the battles they fought alone. But every championship moment you admire was built on a foundation of hidden pain and discipline. Think about an athlete. The crowd only sees the trophy and the confetti. But that victory was born out of lonely hours in the gym, early mornings when nobody clapped, and countless failures that nobody posted online. The private grind is what makes the public glory possible. And it's the same in life. The heartbreaks that broke you down in secret taught you compassion. The rejection that made you question your worth gave you resilience. The quiet seasons when no one believed and you built your faith in yourself and in God. Those nights where you cried into your pillow. They were watering the roots of the tree people will one day see. Struggle is the rehearsal space for destiny. Without the private tests, you'd never have the strength to carry the public blessing. Every painful chapter in your story is giving you authority to stand strong when others collapse under pressure. And here's the truth: people don't connect with your perfection, they connect with your scars. When you stand in public one day and say, "I know what it's like to fail, to lose, to almost give up," that's when your words carry weight. That's when people lean in, not because you're flawless, but because you're real. So stop despising your private struggles. They are equipping you for the stage God has designed. Every tear is a seed, every setback a setup, every no a redirect toward the right yes. Public victories are not random. They are the harvest of the battles you fought when nobody was watching. And one day, when you walk into that room you've been dreaming about, you won't just arrive, you'll thrive. Because your private pain already prepared you for public purpose. Delay is divine protection. And that idea will change the way you handle closed doors and long waits. When something you've prayed for doesn't happen on your timetable, it's easy to feel overlooked or punished. But often what looks like a delay is God's way of keeping you from a premature promotion that would have wrecked you. Imagine getting handed the keys to a mansion before you learned how to manage money. The walls would soon echo with eviction notices. Delays are not setbacks. They are buffers that give you time to mature, to learn the lessons you didn't know you needed, and to develop the capacity to carry what's coming. In those quiet seasons, you are being taught patience, humility, and wisdom. Virtues that headlines can't manufacture. Practical example, a job offer might seem like the dream, but without the skills to lead, without the character to handle power, that job becomes a fast track to failure. So God waits. He protects. He times your rise so you don't burn up in the bright lights before your foundation is ready. That doesn't mean you sit and do nothing. It means you steward the waiting. Use the space to level up, study, practice, repair relationships, build discipline. The faithful use the delay, the fearful waste it. Another way to see it is like a gardener who protects seedlings from frost. You might be the tender shoot, trembling and impatient for sunlight, but the gardener keeps a cover in place until the weather is right. If the sun came too fast, the seedling would scorch. The delay keeps you alive for the long season. Don't let your soul resent the timing. Let it be grateful for the preservation. You also must guard against two dangerous responses: to delay bitterness and shortcut. Bitterness will harden your heart and blind you to lessons. Shortcuts will give you temporary gain and permanent regret. The wiser move is steady work. Fill the gap between where you are and where you want to be with actions that matter. Keep showing up. Keep refining your craft. Keep sharpening your character. And when the moment finally comes, you'll not only step in, you'll steward well. Finally, remember that delay sometimes prepares you to be an answer for someone else. Had you been elevated too early, you wouldn't have the testimony to comfort the one still in the waiting room. Your delay gives you a story and the sensitivity to lead others through their own seasons. So when doors stay closed, don't pace and panic. Prepare with purpose. Trust that the pause is protection and the waiting is a workshop. When the timing shifts in your favor, you won't just get what you wanted, you'll be exactly the person needed to handle it. Character is forged in obscurity, and that's a truth many people underestimate. Everybody wants the stage, the spotlight, the applause, but few realize that what sustains you under the lights is what you developed in the dark. Think of a diamond. When you hold it in your hand, it sparkles, it dazzles, it demands attention. But the process that made it valuable didn't happen in front of a crowd. It happened underground, under pressure, in silence. Your life is the same way. Before God ever puts you in a position where eyes are on you, He makes sure your heart, your integrity, and your resilience are tested in places where no one else is watching. Because the truth is, if your character is weak, success will crush you. Fame, money, recognition, those things don't build you, they reveal you. If you're dishonest in private, the stage will amplify it. If you're lazy when nobody's looking, the spotlight won't fix it, it will expose it. That's why your private season matters so much. The job you don't like, the people who misunderstand you, the moments where you feel invisible. Those are the training grounds where you either develop strength or waste the lesson. Every test of patience, every chance to do the right thing when it's easier to do the wrong thing, every quiet sacrifice, that's God chiseling you into someone who can be trusted with more. When you choose integrity in obscurity, you're laying a foundation that can hold elevation. Let me tell you something, people clap for talent, but they follow character. Talent may get you through the door, but character is what keeps you in the room. And sometimes the reason God hasn't elevated you yet is because He's making sure your inner life can carry the weight of the blessing. He's making sure you won't lose yourself when you finally get what you prayed for. So don't despise the obscurity. Don't think for 1 second that being unseen means being unused. The private place is where God shapes leaders, dreamers, and visionaries into vessels that can last. And one day, when the curtain rises and the light hits you, people will see the shine, but only you and God will know how much pressure, how much breaking, and how much obedience went into that glow. That's why you don't have to chase validation. Build character where you are right now. Be honest when no one is watching. Be excellent when no one is clapping, and stay faithful when no one notices. Because the day is coming when the stage finds you. And if your character has been forged well in obscurity, you'll not just rise, you'll endure. Timing is everything, and God's timing is not the same as ours. Most of the frustration we feel in life comes from wanting the public blessing before we've gone through the private preparation. We look at someone else who seems to be winning and think, why not me? Why am I still waiting? Why hasn't my breakthrough come yet? But what we don't realize is that elevation out of season can be as dangerous as no elevation at all. A fruit picked too early is sour, and a blessing received too soon can feel like a burden instead of a gift. God loves you too much to let you step into a place you're not ready to handle. That's why sometimes He delays things, not to punish you, but to protect you. Think about it. If you got the job you prayed for before your discipline was strong enough, you'd lose it. If you got the relationship you dreamed of before your healing was complete, you'd sabotage it. If you stepped onto the stage before your confidence was built, the weight of the spotlight would crush you. So instead of seeing waiting as wasted time, see it as preparation time. God is aligning resources, shaping your spirit, maturing your character, and building your resilience so that when the door finally swings open, you can walk through it with strength and not stumble. Waiting seasons also teach you trust. When nothing seems to be moving, but you keep showing up anyway. Praying, working, believing, that's when your faith grows muscles. That's when you learn that it's not about your schedule, it's about God's schedule. And here's the beautiful part. When God finally says, now, everything you've been waiting for can change in an instant. Years of preparation can collide with one moment of favor, and suddenly what was hidden becomes seen. What was private becomes public, and what was delayed is delivered. So don't let impatience talk you out of your blessing. Don't compare your journey to somebody else's timeline. A flower doesn't bloom by competing with the flower next to it. It blooms when its season comes. Your season is coming too. Keep watering your seed. Keep showing up in the quiet. Keep trusting the process. Because when God elevates you, it won't be too early and it won't be too late. It will be right on time. And when that moment comes, you'll look back on the waiting season and realize it wasn't wasted at all. It was necessary. It was the foundation that made you ready for the stage you were always meant to stand on. So right now, wherever you are, in a quiet room, on a late shift, or pacing your kitchen floor, hear me loud and clear. The private work you're walking through is not wasted. God is shaping you, testing you, and teaching you the things success will demand. Don't rush the process, don't despise the delay, and don't trade your preparation for a quick, hollow win. Keep showing up to the small, boring, unseen things. Those are the deposits that pay out when your moment comes. And when the door finally opens, walk through it with humility, with purpose, and with people you trust at your side. Let the applause remind you of the nights you stayed. Use your elevation to lift those still praying in the dark. Stay faithful. Stay ready. God is preparing you in private so that when He elevates you in public, you'll not just shine, you'll steward what you've been given. Don't run from the waiting. Run through it.